Alright, this is how you fill out a free and reduced lunch form to know if a student qualifies for a bus pass or not. So during IXL or orientation, you'll be given a list of students that need to fill out this form. And if you have a paper session during IXL, that would be very helpful. So here we go. Here's how to fill out this form. You need to put the student's first name and last name here. So I am going to pretend I am Jane Doe. You're going to see check mark here if the student lives with a parent or caretaker. I'm going to pretend that I am. Put the Excel Center here. And then put the date of birth of the student. Right, so next I'm going to write everyone else who lives in the household. This could include your friend, your relatives, your cousins, your aunties, your uncle, your kid, or your husband or spouse. Let's say I live with my parent or caretaker, and let's pretend it's my mom, and her name is Roberta Doe. And I also have 3 other siblings that are living in my house. So Joe Doe, Frank Doe, and Matt, Ralph. Again, these are all pretend names. So what you're going to do next is you're going to look at part 2 right here. And if someone in the family has food stamps or TANF, you're going to check mark that. So I'm going to say Roberta has food stamps. We do not need the case number, so you do not need to worry about filling that out. So if a person does fill out part 2, you're going to skip part 4. And you're going to automatically go down here. If you're over 18, you can go ahead and sign for yourself. Okay, if you're under 18, you need to have your parent or guardian sign. So I'm over 18, so I don't need my mom to sign for me or my dad. And I'm just going to sign my name and put the date. Now, let's pretend I didn't mark part 2. I don't have food stamps or TANF. This is where we'll need to go down to part 4. So, what I need to do is, let's pretend I don't have this. Okay, so I'm going to mark this out. What I need to do is write down anybody here who has income. Okay, so I know my 3 siblings here don't have income, so I need to check mark up here that they do not. Just like that. And then I myself don't have a job yet, so I don't have any income. So right next to my name, I'm going to mark this, check mark this. And then Roberta does. So I need to put her name down here, first and last name. And she does work, but she also receives Social Security. So she puts, she makes $400 every 2 weeks. So make sure you mark every 2 weeks. Sometimes you'll be filling in this information for other people, and if you're not sure the exact amount, go ahead and call the person who does receive income and ask them what they make, maybe weekly or every 2 weeks or monthly. So let's go back here. Roberta receives regular income from her job. She also receives Social Security, and she gets $100 monthly. Okay, so make sure whichever type of income they receive, make sure you put it in the correct spot. And make sure you always have the exact amount. If that person's not certain, go ahead and estimate. They do need to mark every 2 weeks, or they just need to mark whichever segment it is, weekly, every 2 weeks, twice a month, or monthly. Once that is finished, and once you are certain that's everyone in your household has put down the income, and that everyone who doesn't receive income is check marked up here, that's when you go down here and you sign and date, and you print your name as well. Again, if you are under 18, you need to have your parent or legal guardian sign this. If you're over 18, all you need to do is sign it yourself. For the back, you do not need to worry about filling out the back for the student. And that is how you fill out a free and reduced lunch form. Once this form is completed, make sure you double check, make sure everyone who's up here that doesn't have income is checked, and make sure everyone who is mentioned up here is down here and has the income. Again, make sure that they have the correct income and how often they get it. The reason why is because we need to total up these amounts right here to find out the yearly income. And based off that yearly income, then we can check to see if they qualify for a free bus pass or not. The state of Indiana does provide us an eligibility guideline to see if a person qualifies or not, and that looks just like this. If you don't have one, then ask Deanna Powell for one and she can get you one, or the registrar office. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to use the back of this form to find out the yearly total. So Roberta here makes $400 every 2 weeks. So 400 times 26 weeks is 10,400. So I'm going to write that right on the back, right where it says right here. Okay. Okay, on the form there is still other income. So Roberta here receives $100 monthly. So 100 times 12 is 1,200. And again, I'm going to write it right here where it says monthly income times 12. So now I need to add these two totals together. So 10,400 plus 1,200 is 11,600. So I'm going to write that right here. So this is her yearly income, 11,600. Now I need to go back to this form right here, okay? And I need to, actually first I need to count how many people are in her household. So let's go back here. Let's count how many are in her household. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So she has 5 people. So I go back to this form and I find 5. And again, I'm gonna look to see if, I'm gonna check first to see if she's free. So I'm gonna scroll over. Her yearly income's $11,600. So she is under this $36,933. So she automatically qualifies for a free bus pass. So what you'll need to do next is go into Harmony and mark that in Harmony.